From out of the man cave and onto the air, it's your favorite voice of ecstasy. It's John St. John with the best morning after ever radio show. 30-some-odd minutes of happenings, discussions, and full frontal nudity. So put your arms around your speakers. It's John St. John.
Hey, I am here, and I'm here with my gang this morning. Happy Friday morning to everybody here in Chicagoland. If you're listening around the world, hello, good evening, sayonara.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Woohoo! Woo-hoo. Yes, that's right. That's me. I'm John St. John, and I've got my backup singers over here. I got the Governor, Gentleman G, with us, and of course, we always have Miss Cindy Lou.
Uh-huh.
She's our new addition.
We're
going to talk a little more about your past.
What past?
At a later time. But for right now, you know what we're going to do?
Okay.
Let's talk about the future. What's happening tonight?
We're going to talk about the future. Thank you very much. We're going to get on our favorite guest host of all time. If he's still on the phone, he might have had some. There he is. Good morning.
Right.
Good morning, Rich. How are you?
Good morning.
We got Rich Gore.
Good morning. Good morning.
Your entertainment concierge. Everybody's in a good mood today. This is great. I hope Kingpin's all right over there. So you got a funny story. You know what happened? We started the show a little late today because I guess there was some issues at the bowling alley. The owner had a hang up. He was waiting. I guess the teenagers were going too slow or something.
The early morning bowl on Fridays, yes.
Yeah, the 5 o'clock a.m. team.
Well, that's just one of the problems with having me.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Bowling alleys are open in the middle of the night.
No, they're not.
The good ones are.
The ones in Vegas are.
This isn't Vegas. You can't drink 24 hours.
You're spoiling it for us. It's Friday morning, damn it.
That's what I'm supposed to do. Spoil it.
Can we turn off the owner's mic? No, we can't, right?
No, you can't.
Mr. Gore, how are you this
morning?
Good morning. All right.
Hey, Rich. What is this? We got a little sidetracked. What is this story? Your lovely incidents bowling.
I've always had problems with bowling. Listen, delayed the show tonight. I'm probably the only guy you've ever talked to that's broken a thumb bowling.
Let me guess, there's the one that was stuck in the ball too, right?
You bet. Okay, and that's one of the problems
I've seen people break their wrists.
That's one of the problems with mixing alcohol and bowling. Let me tell you guys.
Wait a minute. Well, okay, he knows. Kingpin knows people that broke their wrist. You broke your thumb. That I know people that have dropped it on their toe before.
Oh yeah.
You okay over there, gentleman G? Okay, he's got it. He's allergic to us.
Bowling can be dangerous, John St. John.
Yeah, I guess. And you're drinking, right?
Well, let's talk about entertainment.
But you know what? Do they have theaters in the bowling alley? I don't think so. I know they got karaoke.
Some do.
Well, I'd like to go there. Let's bowl and go to the theater while we're at it.
Bowling alley in the White House. There's one at the MGM in Vegas.
That was a trick. That was a trick question. So what's
actually the bowling alley in the White House is now the West Wing.
Is that right? No,
Yeah.
I think they still got one. It's up
No.
in the residence somewhere.
No, that was a swimming pool. It's Nixon's swimming pool, which they turned into a bowling alley.
Are you sure that they don't have a bowling alley anymore?
No, that's the West
I thought
Wing.
there's pictures of Obama bowling. I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know about that, but it's not there. It's the old swimming pool.
Let's talk about entertainment, boys.
Well, yeah. We don't want to bowl anymore. We want to go to the theater now.
Show on the road.
Let's go on the theater. Get this show on the road is right.
Uh-oh.
What's going on in the theater world in Chicago, New York, L.A., Vegas? Mostly Chicago.
Well, first of all, what's happening in Chicago? Let me tell you that Chicago has got some of the neatest theater in the country. As a matter of fact, it's the leader in the United States with more than 250 theaters. I can also tell you it's been honored with the Regional Tony Award for the best theater in the entire country 5 times. It's the largest touring Broadway organization in the entire nation. We've got the largest touring Broadway organization. We serve over 5 million audience members annually. Produce more world premieres.
That's almost as much as New York.
No, more than New York. Produce more world premieres than any other city in the nation, and that includes New York.
Okay.
So Chicago is a leader. Let me just tell you that
What's going on?
I'm going to talk about some of the larger theaters. First of all, I don't get a chance to rave about our storefront theaters, like Red Twist Theater over at 1044 West Bryn Mawr. That theater has normally seating for about 50 people. It's a critically acclaimed theater across the country. They have a new show, a Chicago premiere, that won the Strindberg Award for winner of Best New Play. It's called I and You. It's by Lauren Gunderson.
That's playing right now?
That's playing right now. That's just opened. I was there and for the opener, and it's just an incredible. And I don't know how long it's going to play for. They may extend it as it goes. It's scheduled to run about a month, but it wouldn't surprise me if they extended it because it was so unique and it was such a riveting story of two young people that are just totally polar opposites. And all they have in common is their classmates collaborating on a school project.
Okay.
And it involves the use of the pronoun by Walt Whitman in his poetry. And I and You is just a funny, deeply moving story. It'll catch you, and it'll surprise you, and it has twists and turns, and it's in a very intimate theater, and it's extremely, the talent of the people that are starring in this is just incredible. It deserves, I call this a show that deserves a standing ovation.
So you liked it, obviously.
Oh, I loved it. Grace Mellon is a high school senior playing the role of a high school senior.
Okay.
And she is just so talented. And Reginald Simon, he's a graduate of DePaul here in Chicago, the DePaul Theater School, the theater school at DePaul University. He's done other shows. He's going to play Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali in an upcoming thing.
And that's the one. That's something that's premiering in Chicago too.
No. This play, Red Twist Theater, is a small theater. It's a storefront theater at 1044 West Bryn Mawr, and they're nominated so often for any of the shows that they run there. This was just a great little show, and I was just impressed with the talent and the show itself.
That's cool.
Let's talk about the major, the world's largest organization for touring and bringing in shows from Broadway and bringing shows to Broadway. Let's talk about Chicago's Broadway in Chicago.
Sure. You can't leave out the big ones.
The next show one of the next shows that I'll be seeing sometime within the week is Newsies, Disney's Newsies. That begins on December the 10th. It's at the Oriental Theater. That's on Randolph, and it's a musical. It's a Tony Award-winning hit musical. It's going to run from December the 10th to January the 4th. It was originally scheduled in New York to run for about 100 performances. It ran over 1,000 there. It set box office records, 23 nominations for awards, 8 Tony nominations. It won awards for choreography and musical score.
Had a movie about it.
Yeah, the cult phenomenon, the movie, the Disney movie, Newsboys on Strike. Well, that's scheduled next week. Also, playing over at the Broadway Playhouse, we talked a little bit about it. The last week is Dee Snider's Rock and Roll Christmas Tale.
Yeah, Dee Snider, awesome. Twisted Sister fame.
Twisted Sister, yeah. He was the lead singer from Twisted Sister, and he's written a world premiere. This is just one of the firsts for this particular show.
I think he's doing everything this year. I mean, he's lit the Christmas tree. He was in the Thanksgiving Day, the Macy's Chicago Thanksgiving or the McDonald's Thanksgiving parade. He's been at all these premieres. I mean, he's all over the damn place. I think he's a resident now. Thinks he's a resident here.
He was the Grand Marshal of the parade.
Yeah, the Grand Marshal of the parade, right.
Twisted Sisters, if you'll remember, it's We're Not Gonna Take It, and I Wanna Rock, and some of the major hits. He's got his own A&E reality show, too, by the way.
I think he's just trying to get as much free pub for the play. What do you think, Rich?
No.
No?
He's he is publicity personified. He's got his own radio show, House of Hair.
Right. I don't know if he's still doing that anymore. I know he was in New York for a long time.
All-star Celebrity Apprentice, chosen to appear as one of the finalists or whatever. Celebrity Wife Swap. Own A&E reality show. He's Growing Up Twisted. He's does a lot of things.
He's all over.
The talent in this show, by the way, there are 4 other guys in this band. It's a struggling rock and roll show. They're all extraordinarily talented as well. For example, Tommy Hahn is the lead singer and bass player for the award-winning Milwaukee rock band Revolution.
Okay.
Is very talented, very neat show, very clever, very funny, lots of smiles, lots of talent, and it's a feel-good Christmas seasonal show.
And it premiered here. It premiered here in Chicago, not New York.
This is the world premiere right here.
Yep, that's pretty cool.
Premiere. It's scheduled to run through January the 4th, by the way. He was not only the Grand Marshal of the Thanksgiving Giving Day Parade, but this was the first show he's ever written, and it's his first world premiere.
He's breaking out now as a stage actor.
He got he's always been that. He's got a.
No, I mean more acting, not singing. Well, I guess they're singing too, but this isn't a rock band.
He really likes Chicago, and I guess the question of this show is, what does heavy metal have to do with Christmas? What do they have in common?
I think you told me off the air. Santa and Satan, right?
Yeah, both spelled with the same letters.
Isn't that kind of creepy? I wanted you to bring that up because that is weird. I never thought about that.
Santa and Satan, all the same letters. You just mix them up, and that's what happened here. This is Daisy Cutter is a heavy metal bar band that wants to make it big time and hasn't. And through the 80s, it's a struggle, and they're ready to sell their soul to the devil in exchange for making their dreams come true and becoming national figures and celebrities. And what happened is the letters got mixed up again, and instead of running into Satan, they ran into Santa, and he kept interfering with the music of the show.
Interesting.
It was very cute, very clever.
You liked it, obviously, as you're recommending this, obviously.
Absolutely. Another standing ovation. I liked it especially because of its humor, and it brings you the Christmas spirit. You leave the show feeling good. It turns Twisted Sister sweet.
Nice.
And I really enjoyed it. Absolutely. I didn't really expect to enjoy it as much as I did, but I enjoyed it.
That's why I wanted to bring it up, because I definitely want to go check it out. And I think the audience, if I can get some tickets to give away, we'll do that in the next month.
Gotcha.
But definitely a good one. And
Gotcha.
we spent a little more than I want to do on that, but I definitely wanted to highlight good old Dee Snider hanging out. I've met him several times, and he was in Vegas doing shows back in the mid-2000s. They appeared there, I think 4 times in a year. And great guy, down to earth. I mean, he's definitely not what you think he'd be like. Being this big, huge metal band, star, and from the 80s.
He's a performer.
He's a family man too.
He's on stage. He works the play. He's a neat guy, and
a family man.
And absolutely, another show that Broadway in Chicago is bringing us is Cinderella. Roger and Hammerstein's 2013 Tony Award-winning Broadway musical. It's over at the Cadillac Palace, beginning December the 16th, running to January the 4th. It's a fresh take on the classic fairy tale. So that's enough for Broadway in Chicago. Let's move on.
Yeah, we got a couple more minutes. What else is going on of Broadway? Off Broadway.
Now let's talk about the Goodman Theater. Their 37th annual Christmas Carol with a 28-member cast. Charles Dickens wrote the Christmas Carol, and they've done it really specially.
That's tied in with Second City, isn't it?
No, that's another show that they're doing there, which I will be seeing in the next few days.
Okay. I gave it away. Sorry.
No, and Second City's Twist Your Dickens or Scrooge You.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about. But
Yeah,
that's not even out yet. Okay, whoops. That's for
Second
next week,
City,
folks.
though,
You didn't hear that.
Second City, the home of improv, has partnered with the Goodman Theater, and they're bringing us Twist Your Dickens or Scrooge You. That'll
Nice.
run December the 5th to the 28th in their
So you can pub it now. Then we just talked about it.
That's going to be in their 400-seat Owen Theater. That's the smaller theater because their bigger theater is where the Christmas Carol is playing.
Gotcha.
So
And
they've
that's
got two great shows running at the same time.
nice. Both related to good old Ebenezer. So
Now, Mr. Gore.
yeah. Oh, Gentleman G has a quick question. Then we got to wrap it up. But go ahead.
Mr. Gore, how are you, sir?
Fine.
Good morning. This is Gentleman G. How are you?
He's the governor.
Hello, Gentleman G, the governor.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know. You may or may not know this might be up on your next thing to do with the the whole second city area, but Kevin Riome is a instructor and also one of the performers at Second City, and he is putting together the Riome Awards, which is performing at Donnie's Skybox Theater, and it is going to be the next 4 Saturday nights there. I don't know if you're aware of it or not.
Nope.
But I plan.
Normally, I'll focus on shows that are going to run for a month or better in Chicago. Like right now, we're doing Chicago Shakespeare.
Okay.
We're doing the Looking Glass Theater for Looking Glass Alice.
Well, wait, hold on.
But
Back
if you
up
got-
a minute. Is
but
it
real
this
quick,
is a
though-
special one that Larry, Gentleman G's
But
talking
if you
about?
get a chance, the 13th, 20th, 27th, and January 3rd, it's 4 performances. The Riome Awards at Donnie's Skybox Theater. I think it's about 8 or 9 o'clock at night. If you want to check that out, I will be there probably at all 4 presentations.
And that is at Second City?
Let's talk about that off air and let me know what's going on with it, and I'll be glad to. Over at Shakespeare Theater, they do some wonderful things, and Steppenwolf also has another world premiere, Airline Highway. That's scheduled to open this week. The burlesque performer who requested to have her funeral before she actually passed away.
Interesting.
That sounds like fun. I will be talking about that.
We got to save it for next weekend, though. We're run out of time. I'm sorry, Rich. I know we got all excited about everything.
Two more minutes, and I
we
run some I can run some non-theater things, some non-theater entertainment for you.
You know what? Why don't we do this? We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we can finish up because I could tell that Rich has a lot more that he wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
So why don't we do
can
this? We'll take a quick break, and we'll talk a little more theater and some other stuff non-theater related with Rich, your entertainment concierge, right after this break on the Best Morning After Ever radio show with John St. John, Cindy Lou, Gentleman G, and of course, Rich Gore. We'll be right back.
I saw Sparks last night. She finally showed me her favorite website. It made my jaw drop at first glance. We had the wildest time together, ordering from the erotic shop, and I'd have to say, thesparkmaker.com lived up to its name. And now, I have plans to surprise her. I'll show her something she hasn't seen. Thank you, thesparkmaker.com. Don't miss him any longer. John St. John is back to fill your ears with his goodness on the Best Morning After Ever radio show. John?
Yes, we are back, and we were wrapping up there, and Rich wanted to talk a little bit about stuff kind of not theater related, and he had a couple things he wanted to finish up. So we're back with Rich Gore, your entertainment concierge, right here on the Best Morning After Ever. Of course, I'm John St. John, and Cindy Lou hasn't said much yet.
No.
Gentleman G's promoting some stuff over there. So, Rich, what do you got? You had a couple more theaters you want to mention and some stuff not theater related.
Just very quickly, let's jump hop skipping away from Chicago downtown area, and let's talk about the Merry Widow. That's opening at the Light Opera Works. That's in Evanston. And here we got Flirting and the Mistaken Identities, and one of the most popular, by the way, Viennese operetta of all time, filled with waltzes and cans and those kind of things, with a 29-piece orchestra doing the full musical score. Another neat show in Highland Park, by the way, is five short 15-minute musicals. One of them is a world premiere, and that's going to go 20 minutes, and that's by Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, cool. Where's that
They
playing?
call it. That's in Highland Park.
Okay.
Doesn't he have a house up there or something?
Yeah, he
sounds
lives up there.
It might be well worth the ride, by the way. It's the 48-hour musicals encore. So I thought that they were worth mentioning because of Smashing Pumpkins and Corgan.
Awesome.
I saw at the Horseshoe Casino when they first opened here, and that's only 20 minutes from downtown Chicago. Talk about the Horseshoe.
And wait a minute, they opened. They did a show there. Like, what is that now? 5-6 years ago. When did it open?
2008.
Yeah. So what is that? Man, 6 years ago already.
Six years. They've been open for 6 years.
I didn't even know they were back together. They're actually doing another album, which surprised me.
Yeah, they were there that opening weekend. Bette Midler was there, Smashing Pumpkins was there, and I don't remember the third, but I saw all 3 performances.
Well, they're still together. They got a new album coming out, I think, early in the year, next year.
Good music never dies, as they say.
I think it's funny you said when you got to go way up there. What about our listeners that live, in Wisconsin? It's not that far to them,
No, that's true, and I go to Indiana a lot.
So there you go. I mean, that's not that far. It's not a big deal.
It took me as long to get to my Thanksgiving dinner with my in-laws as it does to get. It takes me more time to get there and to Oak Lawn, Chicago suburb, than it does to get to the Horseshoe Casino in Indiana.
That's because of the Skyway. You got that lovely Skyway you can take, right?
You betcha.
It's worth that $3-4, whatever it is now. I like the commercial for it. Hey, you got to go to the north side, got to take the Skyway. I love that commercial for the Skyway.
But by the way, after the Thanksgiving, I got to see Air Supply. Took my lovely wife to see Air Supply at the casino, and then I took my son the next night to see professional boxing, pro boxing out there.
Yeah, they got boxing down there. You never talk about that. I want to hear more about the boxing they do over there.
Oh gosh, I used to box myself, and my uncle was a pro fighter.
That had to hurt, huh?
I've been in the ring since I was 4 years old.
He boxed
Smart
himself.
enough to climb out and stay out. In any event.
So wait a minute. That's not the UFC or the WWE. That's like independent. That's Chicago boxing, right? The Chicago whatever alliance.
No. This is professional boxing. These guys are ranked and rated, and they're in any event. So
I didn't know that.
So I was at the Horseshoe Casino. Some of their shows are filmed, put on tape for TV. So Air Supply on for Friday. Pro boxing on Saturday, and Sunday I went back to just visit my money.
I've seen you in action, man. I like your method at the machines, man.
And
we got to try that.
I got to tell you this week that tonight it's Styx, and tomorrow it's Slayer.
Oh man, two great shows.
They do neat things out at the Horseshoe Casino.
They do. You need to talk more about the venue, man.
Hammond, Indiana.
We got to get some more tickets for the venue, no doubt. I love going out there.
I should mention the Auditorium Theater. It was celebrating its 125th anniversary and just proclaimed by Mayor Rahm Emanuel. December the 9th is Auditorium Theater.
Oh, now we're back in downtown Chicago. Okay.
Back in downtown for the Auditorium Theater, which celebrates its 125th anniversary, and their special event that I'm not going to go because I've got something else that I have to do.
Oh.
With John Mahoney, Patti LuPone, Chicago Symphony Orchestra, the Lyric Opera, the Joff Ballet. They'll all be performing there. So, guys,
and they're going to be looking for you, Rich. They're going to be mad that you didn't show up to the event. The mayor's going to be looking for you.
Even though I can't go, it's strictly formal. So break out your tux and buy yourself a ticket.
Yeah, it's over at the
merchandise. This weekend over at the Merchandise Mart, by the way, is the 14th annual One of a Kind show. Over 600 talented artists bring their handmade designs and things that they have done to show you. The one of a kind.
What's one of a kind? Like anything? Art?
Anything.
Statues?
Yes. If you can't find the right gift, this is definitely the place to go because there's got to be something wrong with you with 600 artists.
And where is this at, Rich?
Merchandise Mart, downtown Chicago.
What are the hours?
I don't know.
It's Saturday, you said, right? Tomorrow?
Yeah, Saturday
and Sunday.
And Sunday.
And it's just called the whatever is left over.
It's called the One of a Kind. It's called the One of a Kind
Pepper's
show.
Leftover show.
One of a
I
kind.
didn't hear what you said. One of a kind.
Okay, I have to check that out. That sounds good. It's like crafts and everything else, right?
Oh yeah, you bet. No, it's one
Since
of a
when
kind
does
item.
the Merchandise Mart do that? I mean, they're known for all like the builders coming down there and having the fine like fancy doors and windows.
No,
and,
but they may have like
furniture.
they
and
may
stuff.
have like coasters there or cigar boxes or something like that, right?
Well,
maybe they'll be selling Mancow stuff from his studio there.
It can't be a toaster or a cigar box if it's one of a kind.
Like whatever's left over or something.
They're going to be selling what's left over from Mancow. Used to have a studio above the Merchandise Mart.
Or
So
like
there you
Antique Roadshow stuff, right?
go. Oh yeah, Antique Roadshow kind of thing, right?
Well, these are not these are not antiques. These are created. They're one of a kind things that you can use for gifts.
Okay.
It's a kind of unique show in Chicago, and Chicago is one of the few cities that does the show.
That's why we need Rich, because I've never even heard of it, and I've lived in Chicago my whole life. Have you ever heard of it, Gentleman G?
No, but I might go to that. It sounds interesting. One of a kind.
Is it expensive?
No, absolutely not.
Just a merchandise mart. Of course, it's expensive.
Just the parking is. The parking's like $30.
If you go during the day, it'll be cheaper.
You can still find street parking in Chicago. Believe it or not.
Where?
There's meters, and there are still
Actually,
a few spaces.
there's actually right by the Merchandise Mart. There's actually still a few free spots over there. That I've
I don't
been
believe
to.
anybody. This is.
Yeah,
We got to come to the
no.
city more, Mr.
If you're-
Suburbanite.
Yeah, we're worse
Yeah.
than New York and L.A. Don't tell me. I've been
you're-
in plenty down here.
If you're out as often as I am, I know all the areas where you can go where there's a few free.
I know Gentleman G, he
spaces.
likes going out. He does his karaoke stuff, so
If
he's
you
all
wanna-
over the place.
If you want to go early to something, you can find a free space in Chicago. Believe it or not.
And what are the hours for that at McCormick Place?
I don't
or
know
at,
that. You'll have to, that they are
Merchandise.
listed, they are
Merchandise
listed
Mart.
on the internet. All you have to do is go to the internet and look up Merchandise Mart or the One of a Kind show.
One of a kind show.
I should mention a couple of other.
Well, we want to
theaters.
talk movies, but go ahead. Go ahead. What do you got, real quick? What do you got? We're going to talk
Well,
movies.
One of my top 20 plays is over at that Looking Glass Theater. That's Looking Glass Alice. That's always a neat thing. It's the 10th anniversary of the first production of it, and it gets better every time they've done it. I think they've done it 5 times now, 4 or 5 times. And Looking Glass Theater is located in that the old water tower.
Yeah, right on Michigan.
Right off of Jane Burns Street.
Oh, yeah, they changed the name. That's right.
Clever, funny,
named-
unique,
they-
wonderful show.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Gore, are they coming out with a new Jurassic Park movie?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I can tell you that.
They are?
Yeah.
I thought I saw something on television about that.
Did the Looking Glass Theater, did maybe, I don't know, Schwimmer remind you of it somehow? Where did that come out of?
Just a giant forehead. I just thought of.
Well,
hilarious.
You want another mystery?
Yeah.
Go over and see Sherlock Holmes. Go see
Where's
Sherlock
that?
Holmes at the Raven Theater. That's a mystery. The Case of the Christmas, Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Christmas Goose. That's at the Raven Theater at 6157 North Clark. That's coming up.
Wow. Man, we have
Opens-
covered way more than I thought we would in 25 minutes. That is amazing how much we talk about. And he's not even close to touching what we can do in theater and all
But
things fun in
we
Chicago.
are just about out of time.
That's
That's
Yeah,
right about Evanston, right? 6500 North Clark. Is it right about Evanston, right?
Yeah, at Raven Theater.
It's up on Clark Street, about 6100 North.
It's almost Evanston, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
No, not definitely.
That's the only
not
city you're not
Evanston.
seeing it on TV.
Evanston, you catch by going to Dempster, and that's another 3-4 miles further.
You know what's
Oh,
funny
what
about
a- I
we
gotcha.
we
So-
always give addresses and stuff for anybody who's listening outside Chicago. They're literally going to know everywhere to go just by listening to the Friday show. It's great. But anyway, guess what, everybody? We haven't even talked movies. We're out of time. We talk
Let
so
me-
much about what's going on. Go
Let me just-
ahead.
Let me just take 15 seconds and say It's a Wonderful Life over at Live. That's the radio show at the Greenhouse, another one of our smaller theaters by American Blues Theater. That's kind of neat. That's going to run until the 28th.